Hello everyone, it's Peebs, and I'm back with another video for y'all. I appreciate your patience while I perfect this upload schedule, lol. I'm quite the busy bee, and I keep fighting with my computer for disk space, but I don't want to talk about it. We're not going to bring it up. We're not going to talk about it. That's that. But if you want to support me and maybe help me buy an external hard drive, you can follow my socials, which I will show on screen, and perhaps commission me? Please? Please? Anyway, I thought for this video I would share with you how I deal with art block and not knowing what to draw, and this is because I recently finished my sketchbook and started a new one, and it's got me so jazzed about art, and it's so great. I haven't been this excited about drawing in my sketchbook in a minute. But obviously, art block still hits, and when it hits hard. For me, it shows itself with ideas in my brain not matching what I'm putting on paper, or I just don't have any ideas in general, and my brain feels empty, and it just feels like an empty space where like a peanut is knocking around. But I'm just staring at a blank spread, and my brain's like, please draw, just draw something, just put something on the paper, and I can't. And art block also, it tends to creep around the corner when I have a lot going on personally, whether it's work or personal projects. And speaking of personal projects, I am going to plug a zine that I was a co-moderator on. It was the graphics mod. And because it just launched. It launched it launched last Sunday. It's a free Amphibia fanzine that focuses on LGBTQ plus creators and stories, and we launched it at the beginning of June for Pride Month, and it's free. It's a free download. There's some little extras in there as well if you love Amphibia. I'll put up all the mods on screen, but we worked together on it, and it was a lot of fun. And if you want to see my piece, as well as so many other cool artists and writers, go check it out. Personal plug aside, stress and personal life usually get in the way of art a lot, and sometimes it's nice to just draw something without thinking. So usually for me, the best way to overcome art block is to do a few things. Usually I will cycle through these options depending on my mood, but I have a few things that I usually do, and the first one is I change my medium. If I'm drawing in my sketchbook, I'll usually switch to my iPad, or if I'm drawing on my iPad, I'll switch to my sketchbook, or in my sketchbook I'll use, if I've been using pen, I'll go to my paint pens or markers or whatever. And on my iPad, it's usually just maybe change the subject matter. Honestly, if I'm having troubles drawing, sometimes what helps is I draw ponies. I'm not even kidding you. That's why you see so many of them, because I'm always like, I don't know what to draw. Here's this fun little exercise. Let's draw a horse. But I find it helpful to switch it up and move to one or the other, because sometimes you've been staring at something for so long and it doesn't work. And you just need a different view. You need a different environment just to switch it up. And it kind of helps to refresh your brain, refresh your drawing muscles. And it helps to stretch maybe parts of those drawing muscles that you haven't in a while, which can be very refreshing. And then the second thing that I do is I pull up one of my many work in progresses. I have so many. Mainly just for story writing and animatic prep, and the prep stuff is the worst. But I think this one is self-explanatory, and that a lot of you can relate to this, the pile up of too many things that you have in progress that you just haven't worked on. But honestly, go back to them, because some of them might hit and you don't realize that. So I say it helps to go back to something that maybe you worked on a couple months ago and come back at it with a fresh eye. And who knows, maybe you'll make something really cool, which I think is one of the best things about being an artist, is the ability to just the ability to create, You get it. And then the third and final thing that I usually do is change subject matter. Usually I draw people, but I like to draw other things from time to time, and I'm also trying to learn how to draw new things too. So I like to go on Pinterest, or if I'm going to do something that I find very helpful is to do maybe gesture drawing. So I'll go to lineofaction.com. Shout out to Line of Action, one of my favorite sites to go to for online figure drawing. I'll just kind of do the gestures and loosen up my wrists a bit. And I find that's helpful, but I like to go on Pinterest and look up references as well. And most of the time it's animals, or poses, or like expressions if I want to practice certain things. But it's animals for the most part, like the spread, for example. Before I drew it, I was having some major art block, so I decided I want to draw some chickens. I find it to be very relaxing, and it's also a great exercise to practice shape and form. Like, I like to, not for this one specifically, but I like to draw, I'll block it out in marker, the shape, and then I'll go back in and line it and line in the details, but it's a good thing to practice. For these chickens, I sketched them out in my Colorase, love those, red pencil, which is getting really tiny, and you also really can't see it, I'm so sorry, it's really light. And then I went in with my Micron PN fine liner for line art, which is one of my favorite pens of all time. I love my Microns. And then instead of like going in and doing like detailed coloring, which I'll do sometimes, I like to color block because I just think it looks nice. And this time, for this sketchbook, I've been having a lot of issues figuring out what markers work best, because I first went in with my water-based markers, but I found that for some reason they bleed a lot into the fine liner, which is odd, because they didn't do that in my previous sketchbook. They didn't really bleed at all. And I'm not saying bleed through the page, I mean like it gets smudged, maybe smudgy, I don't know. Yeah, which is odd because I didn't do it in my last sketchbook, but I digress. So I dusted off my alcohol markers and I love how it looks. It's been a while since I've used my alcohol markers because they didn't really work with my previous sketchbook. The paper was too thin. It was one of those moleskins, not really meant for mixed media art, obviously, because the paper is so thin, but I like to switch it up sometimes. And the alcohol markers didn't really work, and they didn't really work in my big sketchbook either, just because of the paper type, but for some reason they work really well in my new sketchbook, and they don't have a weird bleed. I mean, they do bleed through the back of the page, but it's only to the back of the page, like it doesn't really bleed onto the page next to it, which I appreciate. And then I'll just go over the bleed with paint markers on the other side. It's super fun. And then my pages get all crinkly and textured, and it's my favorite. But I haven't used them in a long time. I used to be obsessed with them, and I had I would do like marker drawings on marker paper, and I just have them. But I haven't in a while, and maybe I should do that again. Maybe I'll do one of those. Who knows? It's nice to have a new medium that I can use again. I missed it. I missed the way they blend. I missed how flat they look. It's great. I don't know what it is about this new sketchbook, but I have such a zest for art that it's crazy. If only I could translate that excitement into ideas for my story. But anyway, I promise I'll develop it soon. I just don't know where to start. I have a lot of outlines, and I just have to find a way to connect things, and some things I don't even think might connect, and that's frustrating me, but it's fine. It's fine. Don't even think about it. It's fine. I do also have some animatics that I want to do that aren't Lana and Ivy focused, which I'm quite excited about. They mainly focus on my character Clara, who you've only seen sketches of. You've not really met her yet, and I'm just very excited to actually start that, because to me, I think her character is really cool, and I'm just excited to share it, and I'm excited to share my world with everyone, just putting it out there, and or what I have of it, but I will see where that goes, and I'm glad that you all are here for that journey. That's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I hope I helped you figure out some ways that maybe you could get rid of art block yourself, or if you have any different ways to kick art block's ass, let me know in the comments. I love hearing what other people have to say, and I like trying out new methods, so I want to know what you guys do. Anyway, follow me on my socials, and love you, bye!